Giants news, 10 quarters, Giants 11-point underdog, Daboll, PFF grades, more headlines. New York Giants coach Brian Daboll on Tuesday rejected the idea that he was showing up quarterback Daniel Jones by flipping a tablet away in apparent disgust over discussing a 97-yard pick six thrown by Jones Monday night in a 24-3 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. "I'm not doing that," Daboll said. "I'm just coaching. So, I'm coaching Daniel when he comes off the field. Again, the tablet thing, I'd have to go back and see it, but again, I remember exactly what it is. We were talking about a particular play, and I just tossed it off to the side." The last time a quarterback got sacked 10 times in a game was in 2018, when Matthew Stafford was taken down 10 times. The NFL record is 12 sacks in a game, a record shared by Donovan McNabb, Warren Moon and Burt Jones. Sacks have been a major problem for Jones this season. He's been sacked on 14.4% of his dropbacks, by far the worst rate of his career. With 22 sacks through 4 games, he's on pace to get sacked a whopping 94 times in a 17-game season, which would be an NFL record if Jones could last 17 games while getting sacked that often. This team isn't a mess, it's broken. If they can't find a way to pull out at least one of their next 2 against Miami or Buffalo, this season will feel over well before Thanksgiving. Just 3 teams in NFL history have ever made the playoffs after starting 1-5. Nothing the Giants have done the first month of the season indicates they'd be the 4th. "It can definitely go sideways," safety Xavier McKinney said of the Giants' start. "I've been a part of a team where it has gone sideways. I do understand this league is tough, and you have to be able to respond quickly, or it can go south. At the end of the day, we have to play better." And then, the Giants came out and committed 6 penalties on special teams. Is that some sort of record? And muffed a punt, which is a sign of unraveling, rather than any trace of buttoning up. So scratch the notion that this coaching staff would excel, given all the extra time to right the wrongs and cure the ills. The Giants have now been outscored 64-3 in their 2 home games this season. They've committed 6 turnovers and allowed 18 sacks in those 2 games. For the season, the Giants have been outscored 122-46. Their minus 76-point differential is the worst in the league by 14 points. The Giants have clung to the fact that the core of the team that won a playoff game last season is still intact, but the reality is this group has been trending in the wrong direction since their magical 7-2 start to last season. The Giants are 4-9-1 in their past 14 games. They've been outscored 382-259 during that stretch. The Giants never practiced the tush-push play live. Brian Daboll admitted on Tuesday that the Giants only have walked through the short yardage play that the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts have made famous. The Giants changed the personnel from their previous successful tush-pushes, and they never practiced the play live. Pick number 24, New York Giants, CB Deonte Banks Week 4 grade, 61.0. The Giants tasked Banks with shadowing DK Metcalf, and he held up relatively well. All things considered, Metcalf managed 34 receiving yards and a touchdown against the rookie, who seemed to have good coverage on the score, but was fooled by Metcalf's late hands. Banks added 2 stops in run defense. Jay Gruden says the New York Giants don't have reasons to be hopeful outside of a Saquon Barkley return. He is sad for Daniel Jones, and says the team is truly hard to watch right now. The Dolphins' offensive line has played solid football this year, but they struggled against a relentless pass rush from the Bills, a pass rush that often was coming with just 4 players, freeing up the rest of the defense to cover Miami's receivers. The defensive linemen were disciplined, and they were determined to either get to quarterback Tua Tagovailoa or to muddy his passing lanes. Tagovailoa has multiple passes batted down at the line of scrimmage, tipped off target, or thrown inaccurately as he tried to avoid linemen. Achane is RB1. Devin Achane was the Dolphins' highest-graded player in the game at 80.6 overall. He made the most of his 8 carries, racking up 101 yards, 72 yards after contact, 2 touchdowns and 5 forced missed tackles en route to a 90.0 PFF rushing grade. Linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel totaled 5 tackles, 4 solo, 2.0 sacks and 3 tackles for loss on Sunday. He became the first Dolphins player to record 2+ sacks in a game since linebacker Melvin Ingram did so on September 25, 2022, against Buffalo. Van Ginkel currently leads the team with 3.0 sacks this year. Miami Dolphins. Miami started the day off hot, scoring touchdowns on its first 2 possessions. The only problem was the Dolphins were also letting the Bills score at will as well. Midway through the second quarter, the Dolphins started to feel the screws tightening from the Bills' defense and started to stall out. Miami's secondary had no answer for Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, who connected for 3 touchdowns on the day.